What's up? What it do, cyber world? It is your girl, the one, the only ashsaidit. ashsaidit.com. ashsaidit.com, babies. Okay. So I just had a real conversation with a really good friend of mine, and he's a divorcee. Yes, he was married at one point in his life, and things didn't necessarily work out. And so we were talking about what society is upholding today and how it's crazy that people just want to jump into marriage without really even knowing people. And he brought up a really good point that I hadn't even thought about really, was that the person that you marry is supposed to be someone that is just so attached and so much a part of you that if they wanted to leave, or if they suddenly left, or if they were taken from this earth, then you would feel as though a part of you was ripped in half. And as he's talking about it and telling me, like, I can see the emotion coming out of it, of how difficult it was for him to deal with it. And I'm sure that he will probably never admit it to me or anyone else, but he will always have a special place for his ex-wife. He will certainly have a special place for her in his heart. And it's just crazy. It is scary to think about those things, because I was sharing my part of when I used to work for the county, of people coming to my counter and crying and sobbing and cursing me out about taking their money. Like, I personally went into their account and took their money and went joyriding on it. And it would stem from a judgment. Well, for those of you out in the world that do not know, in America, I don't know how it works in the rest of the world, but in America, when you get married, it's a joint union. It's not only just a symbolism of the love and affection that you have for another person, but essentially it is a business deal. It is a transaction, because now you're going from being one person to being this conglomerate. And sometimes people can get lost in that. But back to the story, for working at the courthouse, people would come up, and women mostly would come up, and they would have no idea why their funds were being garnished, why their bank accounts were frozen, why they had no money. And they would go back to the judgment, because in order to file a garnishment, you have to have a judgment on a person. And they went back to the judgment, and they'd be like, oh, well, I didn't know about this. This is my husband's thing before he met me, or blah, 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 or he took this out without my knowledge, and what. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You and that person are now one entity, essentially. So everything that they do can fall back on you. Everything that happens can be a reflection, a direct reflection on you. And that's scary. I'm not even going to sit up here and perpetrate. I'm not going to act like it's okay. No, that is a very frightening but true reality of it. When you decide to get married to someone, it's not just, oh, I love him, I love her, and it's just going to be happy, fun time day. It's going to be some hard times. There are definitely going to be some issues and some bumps in the road. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm a perfect person. I'm not by any means perfect. There are a lot of things that I got to fix with myself before I decide that, or even, I don't know, it's complicated. It's like your Facebook said, it's complicated, because if the right guy came along and things were steady, I don't know where things would end up. I don't know. I can't say, no, I would not. I would never get married. No, never in life. And I can't say that I would. It's just, life is what happens when you're making plans. So the best way of dealing in and with something is to just let it happen naturally. If it's meant to be, guess what? It won't pass you. It will not pass you. So it was insightful to hear from someone that, like I said, he still has a lot of love for his ex, and he always will, regardless of what happened in their situation. That, I could tell, really hurt him. And that's a very sore spot for him. And it's just really, it's kind of upsetting to see, because he's an amazing person. You wouldn't think that he had gone through such pain and turmoil and just a transitional type period. So you just never know. You never know, and it will absolutely make you look at life differently, seeing it through someone else's lens. You know? So it's something else. It's definitely something else. So I commend those out there that have ventured off to the marital portals of the world. I will still be performing ceremonies. Absolutely. I will totally be performing ceremonies. I love to see marriage. It is a beautiful thing. When people find love, it's beautiful. It's absolutely wonderful. And it's like, it's unlike anything that I've ever seen in life. It's unlike anything that I've ever seen in life. And at the end of the day, I think that when you know, I guess. You know, some people say it. It hasn't happened for me. I've not dated a guy that I just felt like, oh, I want to be with him forever, for life. No, it hasn't happened yet. You know, I just want to find somebody that I at least like. You know, that's really the goal these days. Is let me find somebody that, you know, I don't hate terribly or isn't trying to corner me into a decision. Let me find that person. And from there, we'll see if he pans out, you know. So, yeah, so that was a little chat for today. It was quite interesting and quite enlightening to get that perspective from someone. And we were just randomly talking about stuff, and it just kind of came up, and I could actually see the pain in his eyes when he discussed it and talked about it. So I was like, wow. I don't want to delve into that, you know. It's a lot anyways. I was already apprehensive before, but hearing someone's testimony about going through divorce and dealing with the after effects and finding your own identity, because I think a lot of people, they get lost in their relationship and they don't have an identity. And that's a big issue with me. It's because I think that sometimes I do lose balance, and I have lost focus a few times on what was going on. And when you lose focus, sometimes you can lose yourself. And so if something does happen and y'all do break up, who are you? You start questioning that and trying to figure out, well, shoot, who am I? What does Ash like to do, you know? And I always want to maintain who I am while exploring my options in a relationship. You know, I absolutely am open to it, but it's just gotta be, it's gotta be right. It can't be forced. A lot of times people want to force stuff and try to make stuff what it isn't and things of that nature, and those type of situations don't usually work out. Rightfully so. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm a saint and I've always done everything right by the book. No, I've done some shady business. I've done some not so great stuff, and I've definitely paid the price. But I think that people should always do what they do and continue to just live life and just do what you got to do. Be yourself. Love one another. This world is crazy. It's full of so much hate and just mistreatment of people that I think that we should all continue to just love, feel the love, embrace the love, be the love. Be the love that the world needs, because there's some pretty crazy things going on right now. And we just need more love. More love, more devotion. If we get some more love, I think that the world will be a little bit better. I won't say that it'll be perfect. I'm not going to go as far as to say that. But at least certain things will be better. And overall, like I said, the world just needs some more love. We need to love on each other a lot more and hate a lot less. Put that on a t-shirt. Love a lot more, hate a lot less. Oh boy, this crazy thing we call life. But, so yes, love is what the world needs. We need more love. We need to love each other more. Absolutely. So, that's my little tidbit for the day. I just want to say that I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting the movement, which is ashsaidit.com. ashsaidit.com. We've got many, many, many more things going on in 2017. I'm looking forward to it, and so should you. Because your girl is coming with some new stuff. I'm telling you, stuff that I've never even done before. They talked me into these projects, and hey, I'm taking on some new titles. Taking on some new projects. So stay tuned to social media. Of course, follow me across social media at OneLoveAsh, the number 1LoveAsh. And ashsaidit.com. If you got questions, comments, concerns for your girl, email info@ashsaidit.com. That is info@ashsaidit.com. And myself or one of the associates will get back to you and let you know what's goody. So, I love you guys to pieces. Keep doing what you do. Don't let anyone talk you out of your dream. Anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you turn, look them, say, don't believe me, just watch. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. Tell them to watch it. Tell them to sit back, get a seat, get them some popcorn, maybe some jujubes or some junior mints, and wait for the show. I love y'all. Deuces.